Hi everyone. Our long-awaited email chat is now up and running, and we've had a few games so far and some members, and there's been some interesting games. And me and the website comrade Tim Chatys played each other twice, one as white and one as black. I have done both games in one video because I managed to fit them in. And we like it, the Hayward long play game. We try and hack each other up, so have fun. And by the way, I don't think we was really taking it that seriously. Well, I wasn't anyway. Anyway, onto the games. I was white and opened with d4, and then he plays e6, c4, and bishop b4 check. I think this is the Keres variation. And I don't know if this is best, but I actually invite a Nimzawindian with knight f3, seeing as it's what I know, and he lets me with knight f6. Now I decided to give the incredibly unsound f3 variation a try again. Well, it's actually a transposition because I play the Saemisch first. And now we have the f3 Nimzawindian, probably the most unsound opening ever invented. Knight c6, e4, d5. And now I think best is c takes d5, e takes d5, e5, knight h5, and g3. With chances for both sides. Although black's probably going to win because this opening's that bad. Instead I play e5, a weak move, and he could have played knight h. Or if he plays knight h5, then I could play bishop e3. So it isn't actually that good and misplaces the knight, which might get trapped now. Knight d7 is best, and now c takes d5, e takes d5, and bishop d3. And white's got raking bishops, but black's got a safer king. He plays knight e8, knight h3, which nullifies any potential queen h4s because I have knight f2. f6, undermining my strong centre, and I don't even know why I never take the opportunity to get rid of my double pawns. This is correspondence, by the way, but we was playing it like a blitz game, to be honest. But usually I'd spend a lot more time on the moves. So if you play me email chess, then I will spend more time on the moves. f4, solidifying the centre. Now comes d takes c4, and best is e takes f6, queen takes f6, bishop takes c4, knight d6, bishop a2. Although black's got some very strong pressure, white does have the bishop pair, and black's e6 pawn is very weak. Instead I play bishop takes c4, and now f takes e5, and I take in completely the wrong direction. I should have played d takes e5, check, knight f2, and after knight takes e5, exploiting the pin on the f pawn, I can play bishop a2, knight d6, castles, and knight g6. And black's better here with an extra pawn, although white does have some compensation, again with the bishop pair in the open position. Instead I play f takes e5, just opening the f file up and inviting this annoying check. And now I have to play king d2, and now he plays knight takes e5. Knight takes d4 however is much stronger. If c takes d4, then queen takes d4 check, forking rook and bishop. And king, and if bishop d3, then knight f3 check is very strong. After takes, queen takes, black is a pawn up and probably winning another one on f3 with a crushing position. Knight takes e5 however is strong, and I actually completely blunder it with bishop takes e6 check, thinking it just wins the pawn back. However, of course, after bishop takes, now there is all this strong pressure, and I crack immediately by taking the knight, allowing this check, winning the queen. So I resigned. Not good there. Not good at all. So on to the next game. At least now though, he slipped the board. This game, however, is a bit better. He plays the birds with f4, and I play From's Gambit. Takes d6, knight c3, And here I could have took back, but I wanted to actually make it into the From's Gambit, so I played knight c6, provoking him to take. After bishop takes, black does have some compensation for the pawn due to speedy development and open lines for pieces. Knight f3, and now I play this very aggressive move, g5. And I never really tried anything like this in long play. I do fancy trying the Froms though if anyone wheels out the birds against me. My big fear though is a King's Gambit transposition, because I don't like e4, e5, full stop. Now he plays g3, b6, bishop g2, bishop b7. Now there is some mutual pressure on the long diagonal. Knight d4, interesting move, although it isn't that good. Castles is best. And now g5 is going to come under serious pressure, and it's hard for black to get a safe king. He plays knight d4. Best there would have been this tactical shot. Bishop takes g3 check, h takes g3, queen takes d4, e3 and queen g7. And black's won the pawn back, with only a slight disadvantage. I instead go in for an exchange sack with knight takes d4, bishop takes b7, and now knight f6, just sacrificing the exchange to rob white of the light square defender. Takes, queen takes. And now black has got a lot of development for the piece. Computers must be fearless though, because the advantage is like -3 here, sorry, +3. So the computer thinks black doesn't have anything here. Stockfish that is. It's suggested that white castles here and black has nothing here, despite all this stuff like bishop c5 and all that. And I haven't found anything. Instead, rook g1, bishop c5. I also looked at queen c8, trying to bring the queen into h3, but now e3, queen e6, d3, and castles. And black has some compensation for the exchange. Bishop c5 anyway. And now he plays a move which I thought was a blunder, but it seems to be the best move given the material back, with d3. Instead, if he plays something careless like rook f1, removing the rook off the dangerous diagonal, I have queen g2. And now, if e3, queen takes h2, if rook takes f6, then I have a draw by perpetual, which I have to take because I'm down a rook. And if e takes d4, then queen takes d3 check, king e2, and castles, and white's king is in severe trouble on the e file despite the extra rook. And the fact that two of black's pieces are on pre. Instead, d3, and I decided I could have kept the pressure on with queen c6, but I saw nothing better than to go for the material with takes, queen takes, and bishop takes g1. And now it's equal material again, but white could have played queen a4 check, knight d7, and bishop takes g5. And now black's king's the one that's in danger, and after white castles queenside, it is going to be hammered almost certainly. Instead he plays e4, and I should have just defended g5 with h6. And after knight b5, which was the move I'm worried about, I could castle. If knight takes c7, then queen c8 pins it, and if queen takes c7, then bishop takes h2 is possible. Knight takes a7 and rook d8. And black has got so much pressure on white's loose king, whereas black's is quite safe at the moment. Instead, I tamely castle, allowing this simple bishop takes g5, knight g4, the move I had reckoned on, but now h3, knight e5, threatening knight f3 check, winning the piece, but now he castles out of it. And now I should have played bishop d4, and after knight d5, c5 is coming under severe pressure, and knight f6 check is threatened, but this is preferable to the game. After bishop c5, it looks like white can win a piece with d4, but it's not as simple as that, because I had planned knight f3, attacking d4 twice and threatening the bishop. Instead he plays bishop, either he can play bishop f6, and after bishop b4, queen g2 is crushing. After bishop takes c3, which is a blunder, but I was lost anyway. He just plays queen takes f3, and now queen g4 mate, and the bishop r3. So bishop takes b2 check, king takes b2, rook b8, clearing an escape for the king, but white just does this continuation. And now I resign. So anyway, 2 shocking games by me. Maybe I should have took it a bit more seriously, but can't fault my opponent's good play. And please check out the email chess. I will put the link in the description box, and I'll also check out our cafe. You can play the games in there if you want, because there's a private chat feature, so you could play them there. And if you want to find out more about email chess, then just contact Chatys. And I hope you enjoyed these email chess games. I apologise for my terrible play, and please leave any comments and thoughts. Thanks very much.